And to shed more light on the progress that has been achieved till now in Decent Life Initiative, we are joined over the phone by Dr. Heba, Ashraf Lecturer of Economics at the Faculty of Economics and Political Sciences in a private university. Good afternoon, Dr. Heba.
Good afternoon.
So, Dr. Heba, how do you see the state's keenness to improve living conditions for the neediest rural villages in Egypt?
I see it as swift. The pace is very fast. It's smart, steady. We can say also it is very comprehensive. It includes a lot of factors. In addition, that above all, it is efficient.
Yes, Dr. Heba, how much progress has been accomplished thus far in this momentous enterprise?
Since 2019, for these 3 years, the pace is very good. I see clear progress on ground. There is a reshaping for the cities, the governorates, access to services, eradication for slums. So the pace is very high and the progress is very fast and with very high percentage.
Yes, Dr. Heba, in this initiative there are various entities working to provide better conditions in different sectors. How can we boost the harmony among these entities and reach the aimed goal?
You can usually achieve harmony by having a clear goal and defined stakeholders. You know who are the stakeholders that you are working with, either on a governmental level or NGOs and so on. In addition to the intersectoral links that are built throughout the process of the initiative itself, application, I mean. The sectors that you have are very much different, like health, education, social solidarity, roads and transportation, housing, sanitation, agriculture, industry. All of these have a lot of sub-sectors below, and a lot of stakeholders that can work together hand in hand. You cannot achieve all of this without having a clear goal that we all believe in.
Yes. As Dr. Heba, the state is tending to digitalization. What about creating a network with sharing data among the NGOs to be able to reach the neediest people?
It's technically very important. Digitalization helps unifying all the sources of data in one source. So we have easy access. Many participants can have access to the same data, the same source. So I guess for the NGOs, it will help them very much even not to duplicate the provision of the services, and this will prevent some people from accessing the services that are provided.
Yes, Dr. Heba, the Ministry of Social Solidarity was put in charge of developing Egypt's poorest 1,000 villages. What is the criteria applied to reach the neediest families?
Technically, they are targeting about 18 million of the population and more, around 12 governorates. So I guess the criteria clearly from what we can see on ground is that you are targeting the villages that are below poverty line, that has nearly very little access or no access to basic needs, like, as we said, education, health, sanitation, and so on. So these are the criteria that we start with.
Yes. So how do you see the role of small and medium enterprises in boosting the economy and in offering job opportunities for women and young people in these rural areas?
The finance of small and medium and microfinance as well is kind of a support that is not a once-off support.
Yes.
When you provide people with one-off support, they will technically, especially in developing countries, go to access the provision of basic needs, especially food and the usual daily needs. But when you provide them with a financial support to start a business, you are doing something that is sustainable. You are putting them on economic track to be productive rather than just receiving support.
Yes. How can Decent Life Initiative boost human resources?
When you provide people with basic needs, they become more safe, they become more productive. So this is what we actually aim to provide: labor capacities that are educated, that are experiencing good health, and so on. They will be productive rather than people who are not having any access to basic needs.
And how far understanding regional and global resources would be effective to secure sustainable development?
You can achieve sustainable development goals for a while, but you cannot secure them without having access to resources. Actually, sustainable development is how you use the resources efficiently now and for the future. So you have to scan what you have domestically, regionally, and internationally, so that you can use them efficiently and achieve your goals in a longer period of time as much as possible.
Yes. And how do you see the role of private sector in implementing global Hayya Karima or Decent Life initiative?
Working only on a governmental level is only the solution. Government has a lot of responsibilities other than just decent life initiatives. So the private sector, hand in hand with the government and with the NGOs, all of them are stakeholders that are going to fill in the gaps in this initiative.
Yes. So you believe that the private sector has an important role to play in this initiative?
Yes, especially in the financial terms.
Yes. And of course in offering job opportunities for people in these places and implementing new projects.
Yes, of course.
And recruiting people.
When they provide the micro and the medium-sized finance these projects, they will put these areas on track of production. And of course provide decent job opportunities for the people.
Yes, Dr. Heba, what is the role of youth in the initiative, whether in the implementation or benefiting from the initiative?
Youth are the key players in any initiative, okay? Whether they are going to receive the provision of services or they are going to provide it. If they are going to provide it, they are going to work with people, engage with them more, become more realistic. So their view for the future is going to be more clear and realistic. People who will receive as youth the services will have a better life, okay, than before, with access to basic needs, and they will be engaged in the economic opportunities available easily and more efficiently.
Yes. So, Dr. Heba, how from your point of view do we participate as citizens in the initiative?
Our participation would be in the belief of this initiative and applying the concept around us. You know, after all, even all the stakeholders operating now, they are targeting the neediest villages. But how about the other citizens? All around us, we see that there are some people who are in need of access to basic needs, whatever they are. A lot of things or very few items that are missing. Our role is to provide this and fill the gap.
Yes, finally, I'd like to thank you, Dr. Heba, Ashraf, lecturer of economics at the Faculty of Economics and Political Science in a private university. Thank you for joining us today.